Hello friends. So today I have shared a few videos from All About Electronics which will cover active filters as well as 555 timer. So I'd request you to defer this video to have better understanding of filters, because when you see those lectures you may become aware of the circuits and its hardware part of it, but what is the actual area of application? How do you decide which frequency, what cutoff frequency you should keep, what should be the order of filter? So all this information you will get in this particular video. Also, a little bit of background, because this is not the first time you are coming across filters. You have came across these filters earlier in the network theory under passive filters section. So filters may be classified as either digital or analog. Analog filters you have seen in network theory, where your filters had mainly components resistive, inductive, and capacitive. That is RLC. Okay. So RLC can also become components for active filters also. But if any filter which comprises of only RL and C components, that will be classified as passive filters. And if it is associated, these components are joined with operational amplifiers, then these filters will be known as active filters. Digital filters are basically when you are implementing it on hardware, then that will be known as digital filters, which you will come across in subject called digital signal processing. So this is beyond the scope of this particular subject, but it is always better to have basic idea about digital filters also. But you should remember, this is only meant for digital hardware implementation. Now, an active filter is one that, along with RLC components, also contains an energy source, such as that derived from an operational amplifier. So as I told you earlier, if RLC components are combined with operational amplifier, then these filters will be known as active filters. Passive filters you have seen in network theory, where you had only R, L and C components. So it is not necessary that all three be present. L is often omitted. Do you know the reason? Because R is always bulky component. So sometimes you will only find R and C components, which you have seen in filtering the rectified output. So this is the broader classification of your filters. First, analog, and it can be divided as analog and digital. Then analog can be further divided into element type and then frequency band. So if you classify your filters as active as element type, then it will be classified as active and passive. If you decide them based on the frequency band, then it will be divided as low pass, band pass and all pass filter. This frequency band also consists high pass and band reject. So basically, when you um, make opposite of low pass, that will give you high pass filter. Band reject is the opposite of band pass filter. So this is the gain versus frequency plot. This is the ideal case. Okay. So you are seeing here gain V naught upon Vi, and this is the frequency. So it is passing lower frequencies. So this is the cutoff frequency. Okay, for which you have designed your filter. Similarly, this is the high pass filter response, where gain, y-axis is gain, omega is the frequency. So beyond this frequency, it is passing all the components present in the signal. Similarly, band pass, you are seeing a clearly band. So suppose the way we combine two figures in Schmitt trigger, if you combine these two figures here, so first it should have high pass, and then it should be combined with low pass. So this will together give you a band pass filter. Similarly, if you combine these two like this, you will get the band stop filter. So or for example, if you want to analyze it from the digital electronics point of view, so if overall frequency response of any filter is 1, then 1 minus this band pass will give you band stop filter. So how does realistic filters or practical filters response look like? This is how it should be. So this black line is telling you the response of practical filters. So this cutoff which you are seeing is very sharp here should be gradual in practical condition. Okay, so this is called in I have seen lectures of Dr. Anil Markana. So he gave you idea about Bode plots also. So there you come across corner frequencies. So corner frequencies, you have seen that your systems will change its slope. So same thing you can analyze here also. So in this, on this frequency, you see a transition, same as with Bode plot, but this is not Bode plot. This is your gain versus frequency plot. If you do the same thing on the logarithmic scale, you will come across Bode plot. So this is the ideal response of band pass, practical response of band pass filter. This is band stop filter. So this is one example here. So here, this particular signal here is the noiseless signal. You can clearly see this waveform is very smooth. Okay, so I have added noise on this signal. Okay, so now we are seeing noise here. Okay, roughly, if you are a beginner and somebody asks you what is the purpose of filter, you will say it will be used for cleaning the signal. But if somebody asks you to elaborate, then this may give you trouble. So today we will see this, how we use these filters for cleaning up the noise from a signal. So this is the noiseless signal, this is the noisy signal. Noise is clearly present here. Okay, so now we have to decide which filter we should use. So we have four options. Either we design low pass filter, high pass filter, or band pass filter, or band reject filter. But how will we decide it? So for this, we have to do the Fourier transform of the noisy signal. So this is the noisy signal. Fourier transform you have studied in mathematics. You will later study this in several other electrical subjects also. And if you are good in MATLAB, you can implement this. If you want, I can share the code of this, so you can run and get this Fourier transform. So Fourier transform tells us the frequency components present. Okay, so this peak is telling us the main information which is available in the noisy signal. On the other hand, this component is telling us the noise present in the signal. What is on the x-axis? Right now it is the number of samples, but if you normalize it over frequency, so this is the normalized frequency versus the magnitude of the noisy signal. So what we did here, if you draw, suppose if you keep a mirror on this axis, so this and this component is equal and opposite. So basically you need not to process the complete signal. If you are able to design filter for the half of the component, that will automatically combine this one. Okay, so this is the advantage of DFT, that you can reduce your number of samples, hence the hardware implementation cost. So the computation cost is reduced due to the Fourier transform. So what I have done here, I have taken the half of its signal here and normalize the frequency, normalize the x-axis over the number of samples. Okay, so now I can clearly see from where this noise is present. So this is the frequency, in pi radians per sample, so around 0.4 pi radian per sample noise is coming. So we have to design a filter which has cutoff frequency where somewhere near 0.4. Okay, so now let's see. So I have designed a filter keeping my frequency somewhere near 0.4. So what happened? This red line is telling you the filter response. Okay, so this is your filter response. Okay, filter response, do you follow? It means you have to derive the transfer function of your filter and then plot its magnitude versus frequency. Okay, so here we are saying, so this we have just observed in second or third slide where we have seen practical response of filter. So this is practical response. So this transition is gradual, not very sharp. Okay, so I have superimposed this filter on the noisy signal. So what happened? So this is the filtered signal output. So here I have designed a second order Butterworth low pass filter because this is the frequency response of low pass filter. Okay, so in broad view it may be seen that we have greatly reduced the noise here, but when you zoom in, so this plot is done on MATLAB. So when you choose zoom cursor, when you zoom the peaks, you will see this distortion here. So it means a second order low pass filter is not able to reduce the noise. So what are the options with us? We can increase the order of design filter. Then we will check the response. So now I have increased the order to fifth order and I have further reduced frequency to 0.25. So when I kept frequency at 0.25, so we are seeing this gradual transition here and I superimpose this on the noisy signal. So now we are seeing our overall response or the noise has been greatly reduced here. When you zoom in, you can clearly see this has become very smooth. So that's what we do, or you are going to study in those lectures of all about electronics. So this is one another slide. So pass band. So this is the filter terminology: pass band, stop band, cutoff frequency, cutoff or half power frequency, passive filter, active filter. So I would encourage you in all about electronics lecture. Some of the things may be directly given to you, like transfer function, the cutoff frequency calculation, the half power frequency calculation. I would encourage you to do it on your own. Thank you.